It's a security concern that you're
But it's not-
taking
how's it
photographs and
security?
you're taking images and videos, as you're clearly doing right now,
Yeah.
of police officers coming and going, or police staff coming and going from this station.
That's correct.
Right? You could do anything with that information. You
Right,
could be
okay.
passing that on to anyone, and that is a massive security concern from our point of view. So, why are you doing it, and who are you?
Is photography illegal?
Photography is not illegal, no.
Am I on public?
You are on public.
That's
yeah.
all I need to know
You've
then.
clearly done your research,
I
right?
have.
Okay.
I have.
want you to answer my question. What
So
are you
if
doing?
I've done my
It's the
research,
third
and
time
you know
you've
I've done my
It's the
research.
third time you've been seen today taking pictures of staff members' cars coming in and out of this police station.
Right, okay.
So what are you doing with that information?
Taking photos.
Why?
Exactly.
Why?
Because I can. What makes you think I'm directly looking for license plate?
If there is an innocent explanation,
Then
why
just-
are you not willing to pass it to us? When I asked you
Why?
nicely
Because it's
at
my
first,
right.
It's not
Why
your
were you
right.
not
It's
gonna
not
do
your
my
right
right.
to stand here and take pictures of people's personal.
Are you saying it's not my right
No,
to
it's
stand?
not.
So
You
I
don't
can't
have
stand
a
in
right.
public.
You don't have an automatic right to be able to take pictures of people's personal. There's no
I
right
think you
that
need
says
to
that.
read up on
There's
photography.
No right. Okay, you tell me where that right is then.
Um,
No right
I believe
that
your
says you're-
chief of police sent out.
They approach him as if he's already a problem. But as soon as they're asked simple, direct questions, their argument begins to weaken. Basic points like what the law says or where someone is allowed to stand should be easy to explain if their concern is real and well-founded. Instead, their answers don't match the position they're trying to defend, which makes the situation feel uncertain and inconsistent. At T1 point, an officer claims there's no right to stand in a public place and take photos. That statement doesn't reflect any clear rule. It sounds more like a personal opinion being presented as fact. This only adds to the confusion and raises questions about how well the situation is being handled. It gives the impression that the response is being driven by assumption rather than proper understanding. When Shuz mentions guidance issued by their own department about filming in public, it puts even more pressure on the officers. Now, it's not just about disagreeing with a member of the public. They're going against their own internal guidance. That moment makes things clearer, showing that the issue isn't really about applying the law correctly, but about trying to justify a position that doesn't fully hold up.
Firstly, none of you have identified yourselves.
I don't need to identify myself. You need to identify yourself.
Well, no, I don't. You're an officer of the. You're claiming to be an officer of the law, demanding that a random member of the public not be allowed to
You're
record.
not a random member of the public.
Well, I am.
You've made a choice to stand here and film police.
And you've made the choice to come out. I get your name and badge number.
Badge number's just there.
What's your name?
Badge number's there if you want it. You don't need to ask me questions. I need to ask you questions.
Okay,
what are
then.
you doing here?
Why is it weird for me to record license plates, but yet you have a police van there that's a camera van, I'm assuming, and yet the cars are on camera, I don't know, 300-400 times a day?
Sorry, I don't understand what your question is. What are you asking me?
Why is it weird for me to record a license plate, if that's what I was doing, that you're claiming that I was doing? But yeah, it's okay. But it's okay for you guys to record license plate.
What are you doing then? Because if that's not what you're doing, then I don't
I'm
need to
taking
ask that question,
photos.
do I? Of what?
Well, as he was coming out, I was taking a photo of the gate.
Another clear issue is how unevenly they apply the rules. They're quick to ask for his identity, yet none of them take the time to properly introduce themselves. Basic professional conduct would mean clearly stating who they are, including a name or identification number and their role. Ignoring that while expecting full cooperation from him turns accountability the wrong way around. Those in authority are supposed to be open and identifiable, not avoided. When Shuz questions why filming is being treated as suspicious, especially when officers themselves often record vehicles and people during their work, the response is weak. Instead of giving a clear explanation, they brush the point aside. That lack of a proper answer only makes the situation feel more unbalanced and unclear. This contrast says a lot. The same behavior is seen as normal and acceptable when they do it, but suddenly becomes a concern when a member of the public does the exact same thing. It exposes a double standard and makes it harder to take their position seriously, because the rules don't seem to apply equally to everyone involved.
Police officers, and you will appreciate that we have people that have issues with us, and having someone stand outside with a camera, having someone stand outside with a camera, claiming to be taking pictures of the fence, is going to be a concern for us as police officers.
Is it illegal? Is it illegal? It doesn't matter why I'm taking pictures.
It's not a matter of legal or illegal,
well, it is.
Is it? It's a matter of concern for our own personal safety and for the safety of the officers in here. It doesn't matter whether it's legal or not legal. We have the right to ask you what you're doing.
You have the right, but I don't have to tell you why.
Well, if you don't,
because it's my personal reason.
Then we'll just ask you to move on, and if we see you again, then you can be arrested.
But you can't.
For prevent a breach of the peace.
But you can't move me on. I'm on public.
We can move you on from wherever I want to move you on from. It doesn't matter if you're on public, so why don't you go back and do your research?
I don't need to. Stepdad's a lawyer, got a master's degree, so...
You're telling me I can't move you on because you're in public, and yes, I can move you on.
Under what law?
To prevent a breach of the peace.
And what breach? What breach am I?
If we believe that your actions are causing a breach of the peace...
Well, then go back in and let me finish what I'm doing, and then...
It's not about me
then there's no officers.
I can't allow you to carry on doing what you're doing.
Well, then I'll just come back later.
Come back later then, and you'll be arrested.
Instead of pointing to any clear rule or evidence, she shifts the focus to how people might feel about the police. But public opinion doesn't decide what someone can or cannot do in a lawful public space. When she's asked directly whether his actions are actually against the law, the question is brushed aside. That avoidance speaks volumes, because legality should be the first thing made clear if their actions are justified. Then the idea of a breach of the peace is introduced. That power is meant for situations where there's a genuine risk of harm or disorder, not a calm interaction where no one else is even involved. Bringing it up here feels out of place and unsupported by what's actually happening. It creates a sense that they're reaching for reasons rather than responding to a real issue. Mentioning the possibility of arrest in this situation only makes things worse. It turns a serious legal power into a form of pressure instead of something used when truly necessary. By this stage, it's clear the focus has shifted away from preventing any real problem and toward pushing for a result, even though there isn't a strong or valid reason behind it.
Well then, unless I'm breaking the law, I'm not moving. It's that simple. Is it not that simple?
It's not that simple.
It is that simple.
It's not, because you don't have to break in law. Like my colleague said, we can move you on to prevent a breach of the peace.
But there is no breach of the peace.
That's not a law break. Well, that's up to that's our opinion on whether it is.
Well, then I'd like to request a supervisor.
When you said it's that simple whether you're breaking a law,
I'd like a supervisor then.
You don't demand what happens here. You don't ask us.
So you want me to move because you've demanded it?
Yes.
But you won't get a supervisor out because I've demanded it. A member of the public who pays your wages.
You don't pay my wages, no.
How do I not pay your wages?
You don't pay my wages. You don't give me any money, so no.
Well, it's public money. Laws on photography. Public law. If I'm in public, I can see it. Therefore, I can record it. Simple as that.
That's not public, is it?
But I'm on public.
Are you allowed to put your camera up against someone's window and film inside the house? You're not, are you?
If I can stand here.
No, you're not. You're not allowed to do that. Because
but I'm on public.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You're not allowed to look in someone's window.
You are.
No, you're not. That is
go research. Go research.
I don't need to. I already know. You
do
need to research it.
Do that. Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. Let's agree to disagree on that.
No, I don't need to agree to disagree.
Okay.
What really makes the situation clear is when they describe something like a breach of the peace as if it comes down to their personal opinion. That's not how it works. This type of power has a defined limit. It's meant for situations where there's a real risk of trouble or harm, not just a feeling or assumption. Treating it like something flexible that can be used at any time shows a misunderstanding of how serious it actually is. The same approach appears again when he asks to speak to a supervisor and is told he can't demand one. Yet at the same time, they feel comfortable telling him where he can and cannot stand. That imbalance says a lot. Oversight is there for a reason. It's part of keeping things fair and accountable, not something to dismiss when it's inconvenient. Then the car park point is brought up, but it doesn't really change anything about his position. If he's standing in a public area, what he can see is generally allowed to be recorded. That's a basic principle. Trying to use location in that way doesn't hold much weight when a wider context still supports his actions. This ties into a bigger issue worth paying attention to. The legal environment is constantly changing, and many people aren't fully aware of their rights until they're already in a difficult situation. That's why understanding the system you live under is so important. It helps you stay confident and informed when it matters most. Inside this platform, there are over 100 interactive legal guides, Instead of just reading, you actively make choices and see how those decisions impact your safety, risk level, and position. It helps you learn by doing, which makes the information easier to understand and remember. There's also a built-in tool focused on policing laws in the UK. It explains powers and limits in a clear and simple way. And in guide mode, it works like a teacher, helping you go deeper into each topic so you don't feel unsure about what you're dealing with. On top of that, there's a daily news feed covering real police activity, incidents, and changes in how things are handled. It also includes detailed breakdowns of misconduct cases and new laws, explaining what they actually mean in practice. Alongside that, there are useful tools like a drone safety map, a claim checker, a complaint builder, and more features being added over time. This isn't about creating drama. It's about helping people stay aware, prepared, and protected. The goal is to give clear, practical knowledge so you're not left guessing in important situations. It's launching soon at a low monthly cost, and if you want to check it out when it's live, you can find the Underwatch channel link below. Now, let's get back to the video.
How do I request the footage?
Request it.
Of course you can.
No, you can't.
Yes you can. Under the Freedom of Information Act.
No,
yes you can.
No, you can't.
You're lying now. Yes you are. Bullshitting. Clearly.
So you think you can request any evidence that we have?
Not any.
Well then.
Being detained, officer?
At the moment.
No? Oh, okay.
Stay here though while they talk.
Am I being detained?
Stay here a second.
Am I being detained?
I will detain you in a second if you don't
What
stop
for?
there.
What law?
Because they're having a chat, aren't they?
For what law? What law? Under what grounds?
Just go back down there.
I'm alright, don't touch me. That's battering. I'm not impeding my right to travel, officer.
Hey?
Right, if you come back to this police station and I see you here again, right, I am telling you that by your behaviour, I feel harassed, alarmed.
You can't be harassed, you're an officer.
Right, not true. I feel
You're an
harassed.
officer of the law.
I feel
Look it up.
harassed.
Look it up.
Right, I feel harassed.
Arrest me now then.
Right, okay.
Arrest me now.
If you come back, arresting you for
Arrest me now.
harassment under
Arrest
the
me now.
Harassment Act, okay?
Arrest me now.
No, I'm telling you, you're not listening, are you?
Alright then.
If you come back,
Back.
right. If you continue and you come back and you start filming my vehicle again, I'm
What, you
telling
in that
you,
one with the license plate?
I am telling you, I will nick you for harassment. Do anything with those images, okay?
Well, like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram,
Everything,
Twitter.
yeah, everything.
What about it?
We will be fining you, okay? And we'll be tracing your accounts, okay?
The confusion keeps growing as the interaction goes on. When he's told he can't request body camera footage, that doesn't match how the process actually works. There are proper legal ways to access that kind of material, such as making a subject access request under data protection laws, which allows people to obtain footage that includes them. Dismissing that option suggests either a lack of understanding or a reluctance to deal with it properly. Another clear contradiction appears when they say he isn't being detained, but then warn him not to move or he will be. Those two positions don't fit together. If someone is free to go, they shouldn't be threatened for leaving. That mixed messaging only adds to the uncertainty and weakens their overall stance. Then the situation escalates further with claims of harassment. But that doesn't really hold up either. Harassment involves repeated behavior over time, not a single instance of someone standing in a public place with a camera. It becomes even less convincing when the claim is made by an officer on duty in a controlled environment, where there's no clear sign of ongoing or serious disruption.
What are you them up there for?
I was taking photos.
Yeah, why were you doing that? Because
I
you're
can.
causing them alarm. So you're causing them issues, yeah.
But I'm not there now.
I know, but you were, so I'm asking why you were.
Why? Because I was taking photos.
Yeah, you've just said that, why? I understand you were
Because I
taking photos. Why were you causing them alarm up there?
I wasn't causing them alarm.
You were, because they've just told me that you were causing them alarm.
What, they told you or
Yes.
one of them told you?
Yeah, one of them told me. Yeah.
Right. Do you want me to tell you the whole incident rather than just what he said?
Tell me why,
Right.
why you're up there
So
filming.
I was up there, I was looking around some of the business
Yeah,
areas up there. There's one, I was taking photos of one place where they fix
yeah.
rides
Why
and
we
stuff
doing
like that. I don't want him near me. He's aggressive.
Don't leave then, no.
I don't want to leave.
Leave.
Come back. Oh, that's not a personal phone. Freedom of Information Act on that. Don't touch me.
Lee, I haven't touched you. You
I'm
said
just
you
saying.
didn't want him near you, so go.
Yeah, because I don't want him near me.
So
I was
go.
on
You
about
don't
him.
You don't need to stand outside the police station.
Am I free
do
to go
you?
then?
Go.
Free to go, free to stay.
Problem is,
Oh, freedom of information on that. Oh, that's not a personal phone.
it's a work phone.
Oh, that's alright
Doesn't
then.
matter. So, what, so you can take pictures of me, but I can't take
I'm in
pictures of you?
public.
I'm
You're
in
an
public.
officer of the law.
I'm in public.
You're on work.
I'm in public, yeah.
We learned something today, officers.
a license plate of a cop on YouTube,
yeah,
people will know
which is
that that's
public
a cop.
knowledge.
People know that that's a
Yeah,
cop.
you're making it public knowledge. It's not public knowledge to everyone, is it? It might be to people
I
that
could stand
local.
outside on my street, you drive past in your personal car, and I've got your number.
Get back in there.
Yeah, no worries. Have a good.
Towards the end, what really stands out is how quickly everything starts to revolve around a complaint without properly checking what actually happened. When someone is willing to explain their side and that opportunity isn't taken seriously, it suggests the outcome has already been decided before the facts are fully understood. That approach makes the whole interaction feel one-sided from the start. When they come back and begin taking photos of him, the reasoning they give doesn't quite add up. Saying it's the same as him filming them overlooks an important difference. Police officers operate under specific powers and responsibilities, and any action they take should have a clear and lawful purpose. Responding with "you filmed us, so we can film you" sounds more like a reaction than a properly justified decision. That be why the time the situation ends, a clear pattern has formed. Actions seem to come first, and explanations follow